Biweekly for Season 2, Episode 3. I'm your host, Alika Gonzalez.
I'm your co-host, Iris Preciado.
I'm your guest, Brianna Barragan.
I'm your other guest, Nathaniel Lopez.
And so today we have a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about relationship status. So who wants to start first?
I think you should go since you're our host.
Okay, I'll go first. Guys, okay, so I'm actually in a relationship, but this relationship was kind of rocky. I had a huge crush on my boyfriend freshman year. And I seen him, because I didn't go to middle school and he didn't go to middle school either in Downey. So we're both like new transfers. And so I seen him the first day of orientation and I'm just like, oh my God, like I just like had this huge crush on him. But I was kind of like emo, dark, mysterious. I was like emo. Like you wouldn't even think I was emo, like eyeliner everywhere. Like I was just emo. So then like I was kind of like unknown. And then I just was so lucky that I had him in my art class. So then I'm just like, oh, I'm going to plot on this. So then, I was a cheerleader still. I was a freshman cheerleader. I was on the freshman team, and he was on the freshman football team. So it just worked out, and I was head captain, and he was captain. So it was just like perfect.
You literally had the archetypical high school romance.
Literally. So it was just working out for me. So I was like, okay, like how am I gonna get this? So then I kind of like tried to flirt, but he was like he was so focused on football that it was just like he didn't see like how huge of a crush I had on him. So then we got really close, and then. Guess what happens? He ended up telling me he has a crush on another girl. And I was like, oh. I was so heartbroken, like actually heartbroken because he had already knew I had a crush on him. So when he had told me that, I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, I can't be your friend anymore because I don't want her to be like, oh, I don't want to date you because you're friends with her. So I was like, okay. So then my whole freshman year was kind of like everybody knew I had a crush on him. But since he had a crush on that girl, it was just weird. But then he ends up texting me. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cut off that girl because I don't really think I like her like that." And I was like, "Okay, like that's good." But then nothing happened. So then semester 2 comes in, and we have to take health. So then we end up having the same teacher in health. And then, luckily, by my favor, my health teacher ends up telling me, he's like, oh, my God, you're so mature. Like, you need a guy. Like, you need someone grown. And I was like, yeah, I do, but I have a crush on somebody. And then he was like, who do you have a crush on? And I was like, oh, well, you actually know him. Like, he's in your 4th period. So then after that, he's like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. So then he ends up telling him, like, oh, she told me she has a crush on you. Boom, he folded. He folded. So the last day of school, he walked me. And was like, I know you have a crush on me, and I really like you too, and I think this could really work out. And I was like, eh. So then he ends up telling me, like, admitting that he really liked me, and like, you know, he was just like, we're obviously like we were freshmen, and then that he told me on the last day of school, and then I was like, oh my God, like he actually likes me, like that was my reassurance. So then summer happens, like we don't really text, but then he sends me a TikTok, and it's a couple in a Ferris wheel, and like they have like matching face paints, and they kind of like kiss each other on the cheek, and he's like, this has to be us, and I was like, okay, he wants me real bad. So then sophomore year comes by, and then everything just kind of clicks, you know, and he ends up telling me he loves me, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, like this might be him for real. So yeah,
it was like it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. I mean, he still hasn't asked me to be like officially, because like we're in different schools now, and like just things are like not working out yet, but like that's my boyfriend for real. So that's my love story, guys.
She was like all giddy when she was telling the story.
So my relationship has been pretty good. I mean, there's obviously like it's been rocky, like lots of times, lots of crash outs, but you know, we made it kind of far. So
yeah, but like all relationships are rocky.
Yeah, so, like, for sure it is. Like you just have to be grown, communicate, and be mature.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, because all relationships aren't gonna be perfect.
Yeah,
like some
exactly.
could be like toxic, some could be like good, but like you could also have like little arguments.
Yeah.
Like every relationship is like little arguments over like something.
And you know, some aren't meant to like be real relationships. Like it's just for that little 1-2, and then that's it. You know, like have you guys talked to someone like a situationship, and then you're just like, okay, like this is not like a boyfriend or girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Damn, no, I haven't.
You give a trial, and you're just like, yeah, you're not for me. Bye. Yeah, that's what you do, and then you find the right person. You're like, this one's for me.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have only ever had 2 crushes in my entire life.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just like liking someone like that's very hard for me to do. Mm-hmm. Like it takes time to build up to that and stuff like that. It's just
it for sure does.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah? Just one or like?
Just one.
Just one. Oh, okay.
That story is, but yeah.
It was good while it lasted, was it, at least?
It was good. It was good. it's hard to acknowledge the good without acknowledging the bad, but it's hard to acknowledge the bad without acknowledging the good. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
My past relationships, now that I think about it, they were like all long distance, like
Really?
literally all of
Really?
them. Yeah, like one kid, I dated this one kid. Well, I don't see him. I didn't date him, but like we dated over text. He lives
Yeah.
in Texas.
Texas.
I dated this recent guy. Well, we're not together no more. He been in Anaheim, and then there was another guy I dated, and I think he went to New York. I think he moved there. So like they were all long distance relationships. Like that's something for me. Like I've
Yeah.
noticed that pattern that all my past relationships are long distance. So I'm like, why is that?
Yeah.
Question: how do long distance relationships work? I've just never been able to clock that like idea of not meeting someone in person and still liking them and stuff like that.
I know. Like how can I word this?
Do you
Like
FaceTime or like call them?
I FaceTime
Okay,
or call them, but there was like it was just that one ex. My other exes were like they would just reassure me like, oh, like I'm doing good. I'm not talking to no girls. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like I didn't ask, but like go for it, I guess.
Guys be lying too much. Do you think
Damn.
guys lie a lot? Do you lie a lot?
I don't. Some of my friends.
Yeah. Y'all be lying.
He seems like an honest person.
Yeah, I feel like in a
Yeah.
relationship, you should be honest, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I try my best to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
What about you? You're like a little silent in the corner.
Have you ever been in a
Unleash
relationship?
it. Tell us all about
Yeah, a lot of them are really bad though. Right now, I'm kind of in like a little situationship, so it's going a little bit more better.
Okay, okay.
This one's like,
Yeah.
this one's good.
it. That's good.
And
Yeah,
speaking
it's
of
a-
like,
oh.
back to
No, continue. I'll go after.
speaking of your story, you were like, oh, like I had a crush on him. I had a crush on this one guy. I'm not gonna like, oh my god, like I'm getting all right now. But I had a crush on this like I had a crush on this one guy. I think it was in 7th grade, and I liked him like until now too.
Until now, yeah.
Like I don't like him no more because like I was like ill. And he stopped texting me because for no reason, like he ghosted. Like when guys ghost you for no reason, that like gets me like so mad. For like I was like, why you ghosting me? Just be honest and say I don't want to talk to you no more.
No
like
more,
that.
yeah.
And he stopped texting me because he had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend told him to stop texting me. I was like,
What?
like that was really
Yeah.
like what?
That's just like a level of unmaturity. Like I feel
Yeah.
like when someone's telling you like, oh, like I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't have no more feelings for you. Like that's mature. Like that's good. Like why ghost people? You know, like be grown.
Yeah, like I want like people want a guy that's honest with them because I
Yeah.
prefer a guy that's honest with me. Like, hey, I'm sorry, like I don't have feelings for you no more.
Yeah.
Like, can we like stop texting? I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, I understand.
Yeah.
But like, just don't ghost somebody because that's what gets me
Yeah.
mad. Because some of my friends like get ghosted by guys, and I'm full of the guys, and I text them and be like,
yeah.
you're mean.
Yeah.
Honestly, good friend. Like, follow the guys who ghosted your friend. Like, hey, what's that about?
Yeah. I think that's just like so mean. I feel like that ghosting people is just like for
Yeah.
what? Like what's the purpose of that?
I had
You know?
this one relationship where he didn't like completely ghost me, but he would like not talk to me for long periods of time, and so I would always text him. I'd be like what's
the
going
heck?
on?
Yeah.
Like, do you still like me or what? And then he'd just be like, yeah, like I do. And then he broke up with me one day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
just like out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I was with my family too, so I was like,
No, in front of family.
I'm trying to
I
think
would
of
not
all my
do that.
situationships, but since I'm so like caught in my relationship, I'm just like, what have I gone through that's been like toxic? Because I feel like coming into freshman, like to high school, like I was so caught up, like I had the hugest crush on him, like no one believed it. Like obviously like there was other guys like, oh, what's your Instagram? And like there was like side conversations like with other guys, but it was like nothing deep because it was like I couldn't like them, you know. Like there's this one guy, but he was way older than me, and I was just like, no, I don't really like you, you know. But he was also like, oh, like, you know, guys stuff, you know. And I'm just like, no, I don't think I like you. Like I'm trying to think of all the toxicness, but I can't relate.
Toxic relationships are the worst.
Yeah.
They definitely are, yeah.
I feel like seeing it is so sad. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
on TikTok, like I would see like when your man's is toxic, and then like it showed like a guy and a girl, and the guy was arguing with the
Yeah.
girl, and the girl was just like holding the
Yeah.
phone. I was like, that's crazy.
Some people like it though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Who likes
I
toxic?
don't understand
Like-
how people like that.
I don't know either.
The best-
I think it's interesting. Like they like the thrill of it. Like, oh, like he's gonna get mad or she's gonna get mad if I do this, and it's like, let's see what she's gonna say. It's like, That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, why do that?
Like, we should give them relationship advices though.
Yeah. Well,
make sure they respect your boundaries.
True.
Yeah.
True. What's a good relationship advice?
Be honest with one another, because like if you just hide your feelings, then it's not gonna be a good relationship.
A lot of stuff bad can happen from hiding feelings.
True. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Be honest. I feel like being honest is really important. Yeah.
Trust.
I'm trying to think, because like stuff has happened, but I don't know how to explain it without crashing out on stage right now. Let me think.
Honestly, same.
Literally, I'm trying to think, like, because obviously stuff has happened in my relationship, and it's just like we didn't talk for like, it was like 3-4 days, but still like I was crashing out, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm trying to recall why it happened. Oh, it was because other people spread rumors, and it's just like it's not true. Like every time it always happens, just like that I never did that, and like they don't believe you, and it's just like that's what happened in my case. He didn't believe me, and it was just like, what do I do? Like it's like you're trying to fight for like, oh no, like I didn't do that, you know, because someone else is saying what I did, and then he's like, no, like why'd you do that, you know? It was like this big whole thing, but it's just like believing your partner and trusting your partner is so big. Like trustworthiness is so
definitely
it's like a big thing in a relationship. Like if you don't trust your partner, you're cooked. You're cooked. Literally, like that's all I can say is like you're cooked.
Yeah.
Like it's horrible when you know like your partner doesn't trust you, because like oh no, like you're probably gonna do that, or I think you did that, and it's just like how do you think we could gain people's trust, or like trust again?
Like being honest with one another, like we were talking about, like that's how you gain
And I feel
trust.
like also like that has to be respecting like people's boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, like if I feel like you respect me, then it's like okay, like I could trust you because you respect me as a person and my beliefs, you know, and like I feel like that's a big thing.
Yeah. Like saying, hey, I don't like this, trusting them enough to be able to tell them that.
Yeah.
And it's very important for them to follow through and not do it anymore.
Exactly.
Also having enough courage to tell them.
Yeah.
Like, because some relationships, some people would like don't have courage to tell like their significant other, like, oh, like I feel this way. But like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That's what I like most about my boyfriend, that he tells me what he doesn't like. And he's like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. And that brings it to me, and I'm just like, okay, like he doesn't like that, and I like that. He told me he doesn't like that. So now that I know, I'm not going to do that. You know?
What about you?
Well, my current one is like really good, so he does like respect my boundaries and all that, and he's good at like communicating too, and like all that. So I don't know, we've just been really good, but it's kind of hard because we go to different schools now. So
yeah, I get you, girl. I get you. It's okay. We'll fight through. It's okay. Are you a junior or a senior? Oh, okay, still one more year. He's gonna stay over there.
He said he wants to come over here, but I don't know. I hope so.
I'm trying to convince him to like please come over here, but it's okay. We'll get through it.
I still have like 3 more years.
3 more years? Oh, you're a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll find some love.
Damn.
Who knows?
I don't want.
You don't want love.
I don't want love yet. Maybe when I'm out of here, then
Maybe. Oh, you guys made me realize I'm a senior. This is my last year.
That means you're going to college. A lot more people. A lot more people to meet. A lot more personalities. I feel like that too. I feel like a lot of people in high school feel like they have to commit to something right now, but it's like there's so much people in the world. Like you just never know who your person is. You know?
Because like I acknowledge I'm still real young, even though I feel really old compared to you people.
Yeah. True.
But right now I'm just single, focusing on myself.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Self-love is so important too. You know.
It definitely is. Yeah.
And after being in a relationship, I feel like that's how you learn. You know, self-love.
I take the time to internalize, see what I did wrong, see what they did wrong, so I can not do that in the future.
Yeah. Do you miss being in a relationship, or it's just like you're okay with it?
I don't miss being in a relationship with that person.
He's like, what do I say?
Okay.
Do I want a relationship? Sure. If it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens.
I'm not actively looking for one. I'm mostly focused on myself.
Confidence is key. Period.
True. Well, I hope you find that right person at the right time. You know?
Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully. I hope everyone does, because some of these people be evil. Some people do not mix well. Like
tóxica.
I've seen some of the stuff my friends get into, and it's just, what's happening in your love life?
It's so messy that I love it, but I'm just like, yikes, you should probably get out of that.
It's like, if this was happening to me, I'd hate it, but since it's happening to you, tell me more.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, that's it. I'm just like, okay.
Because it's like, 1 week you're dating someone, next week they cheated on you. Wait, what? Next week you're talking to someone. How did you move on that quickly?
I know.
Literally. Just stuff just be happening. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our little talk about relationships, and I hope to see you guys next time in Hanging in Bear Country.
Bye.
Bye.